Good afternoon. It's like 12, but it still feels like morning to me. Time zones are a thing in Eurovision. There's a Eurovision time zone. Um, Hi, and welcome back to my channel and my predictions for the semi-finals. Um, my name is Chris. If you haven't followed or seen any of my videos before, I suggest you do so. I've been going along in the Eurovision journey. I'm currently in Malmo, and yesterday I was lucky enough to hear all of these songs that are in the box that you see on your screen live in the dress rehearsal yesterday afternoon for media. There were definitely some technical issues that still need to be fixed or, find solutions for, but there was nothing dramatically wrong that I could see on any act. But based on that and based on impressions from that, and also watching online through the press the semi-final to yesterday evening, although the stream was very bad, so most of us didn't get to see most of the second half. But still, I think that based on that information, I'm going to try to update my predictions for my final locked-in semi-final 2 predictions. If you saw my semi-final 1 predictions, you will see that I got 8 out of 10. I had, at the last minute, swapped Poland in and taken Slovenia out because I was being convinced by people around me that there was no way Poland could lose in the televote, even though, as I said before in one of my videos, I think the prediction, Poland has lost in the televote and has not qualified on the basis of televote only. So that meant I ended up with 8 out of 10 correct. With Cyprus and Slovenia, I had as borderline but non-qualifying, and they made it. I mean, I was a very happy Irishman on Tuesday night, which meant yesterday was a struggle. But we still managed to make some content, and for that, I am going to direct you to the ESC Norway channel or to Kostis's channel, where we did our instant reactions and reviews to what we heard in semi-final 2 yesterday in the dress rehearsal. So we've been having a great time here with Kostis and with the girls from ESC Norway, and with also Jana from Jana Official Music, so I suggest you check out all of their channels as well. Also ESC Scott, who have been around and about quite a lot as well. It's been wonderful just chatting to everyone in person. So with that said, let me take a sip of my coffee, and then let's see if anything is changing in my predictions. Okay, let's go. Alright, of the definite qualifiers, do I think any of those are in trouble based on the rehearsals yesterday? No. No. They're all going through. Netherlands is a bit of a letdown, or was yesterday. I think they've overpromised and overhyped the entry. At least in the media rehearsal, when we were in the arena, some things didn't. It's not about the song or the message anymore. It's about execution of this, and it wasn't executed very well. It's not going to harm its qualification chances. It's sailing through to the final. This is about whether the Netherlands can win, and based on what I've seen so far, I don't think the Netherlands can win. I mean, we could be completely shocked when we come to Saturday and it's there, but at the minute, there are some vocal issues for Joost. Joost. Oh, I'll get it right sometime. Joost. There's some vocal issues, and I think it may drag his jury score down quite a lot. I can see Netherlands maybe in the top 10 of the jury. I don't think it's going to be top 5. I think now we have too many countries that are going to do well on the jury. Anyway, Netherlands is still safe for semi-final 2, don't worry, it's all good, and I really hope that we get a very sincere and meaningful performance from Joost. It may be that because it was rehearsals, he's just holding back a bit, and if that's the case, then we're going to have a great show tonight. Netherlands is definitely qualifying. Switzerland, for me, my jaw was on the floor for this. It was incredible, like incredible. And Nemo on the spinning platform, it gives you a sense of like angst. It's like, oh no, don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Just like be able, and the fact that they are able to bring the vocals throughout these acrobatics that Nemo is performing, it is just something stunning. And I really hope that this is translated in the camera angles well, because for me, this is the winner. This is giving such winner vibes for Eurovision. I mean, I know that Croatia is so far ahead in the odds right now that everyone's convinced that Croatia is winning. I still see a path for Switzerland. I think Switzerland can win the jury. I really think it can win the jury. And then I think it really depends on the televote and how this comes across on the screen for the televote on Saturday night. Safe to say, Switzerland is sailing through. This is incredible. I cannot wait for people to see it because it's just stunning. Stunning. Greece. Greece is great. I mean, I think I've said in the past that the Greek song is not my taste, and there were certain sounds in it, and it's not about Marina's vocals. It and at least in the arena yesterday, Marina's vocals were really, really good. But the thing that had annoyed, not an, it wasn't an annoyance, but it was jarring to my ear, were the cacophony of instruments that you have that to me just don't blend well together. I just don't like the sound very much. And that was my kind of issue with the song, which turned me off the song. Um, but at the same time, I could appreciate how modern it was, bringing that kind of the Greek sound, but modernizing it, doing something new, taking a different direction. Yesterday evening, I did see the second dress rehearsal of Greece. Vocals were not great, but that was not limited to Greece. It seemed to be a general issue in the dress rehearsal last night. It seemed to be technical issues for a lot of countries. So that in the arena for the press, Marina was completely fine. So vocally, I don't have concerns. The way that it's put together, the show, in terms of camera angles, etc., and what you're drawn to, the point where the instruments are very loud is dialed back a little bit, and also you have um, something to distract you with the staging. So I actually completely forgot and missed the instrumentation, which for me, listening as someone who's not a huge fan of the song, this was really, I really enjoyed it. So I think Greece is sailing through. Um, I don't think we should be questioning or talking about Greece potentially shocking us. It's not going to happen. Greece is going to go through. I think it's going to do well in the final because those things that I think some people may not have enjoyed are dialed back. So those three I'm not changing. Unlikely. I have Estonia, Norway, Israel, Armenia, and Belgium. There are going to be some changes here. So let's start with Estonia. Estonia, I think, is going to struggle. In the arena yesterday, for me, they sounded fine. They sounded good. It's not an issue with that. The stage does look a bit bare, but for the iconic dance moment, they have LEDs behind them where their twins or their clones on the LEDs are doing the dance as well. So it does, I hope, help with camera angles. Nevertheless, there are still a lot of fears that this is not connecting with people. I saw the dress rehearsal yesterday evening, where Estonia starts in the crowd, and while the vocals were really good, the start was good, the crowd was not involved at all. The crowd was not engaged. It looked almost cringeworthy because of that. So let's see how it goes today and whether the crowd needs to be engaged for this. If the crowd is not engaged, then Estonia could fall flat. It should qualify because it's really good, and I think it definitely deserves a place in the final. But it needs the crowd invested. Hopefully, that is different tonight. They have a good running order slot in terms of investment from the crowd. They are just after Belgium. So Belgium is kind of like starting slow and like crescendoing at the end, and then we get Estonia. So I think it's a good spot. So I'm moving Estonia to a borderline qualifier now. Then likely also Norway. Norway was incredible yesterday. It was one of my top three of the day. I thought it was fantastic, and I have zero doubts anymore. Norway is definitely qualifying. Israel was quite a strange experience to sit through in the arena because of the situation that we have. But at the same time, I think when it comes to the televote, I don't see any way this doesn't qualify. Um, but I'm not going to change it from a spot as likely qualifier, just because you never know what could happen. Um, the crowd reaction last night was very negative, very negative. It's not easy for Israel to perform. The crowd is not receptive to it. Ultimately, I don't think that will hurt it in terms of the televote, because I think it will attract actually televotes rather than disencourage them. You can't vote against a song. That's the whole point here as well. So yeah, Armenia, Armenia. Oh, the joy that Latin Eva bring. And Jacqueline has just such joy and such charisma on camera. It looks great. Um, I I think when it progresses, because it will progress. It's moving up to a definite qualifier for me now. It will progress. It's such a crowd pleaser that I think the televote in the semi it will definitely go through. It would be a huge shock. I mean, is it out of the question? No, but of my definites, it's the most likely I think to be a shock if Armenia doesn't qualify. So that's one other change. And Belgium. Okay, I have this as likely. I still think it's qualifying. I don't think it's going to change. I think that so in our dress rehearsal, Musti had technical issues, and last night again technical issues in the dress rehearsal. So he performed twice in the dress rehearsal last night. So the first in our media dress rehearsal, the technical issue is that the microphone stand that Musti is on and performing on is supposed to turn, and that impacts then his marks and his staging. But it didn't turn. So that means that I'm starting to kind of hope that everything goes okay, because I don't think it's a good look to perform again. And if this keeps happening to Musti, if something is technically wrong all the time, then I think it's problematic. But aside from that, vocally it was great. I don't have concerns about the vocals. I think that the difficulty that Musti has is in getting the right energy across at the right moment, because he has a lot of bottled up energy, very bubbly, warm artist, and I think that as long as that comes out at the right moment, it's going to be good, and it will qualify for the final for sure. Um, but there are still those worries there. So for that reason, I'm moving Belgium down to borderline. So this is similar to my 71 already. Actually, I've got like I'm changing things from likely out of likely towards definite and borderline. Um, Austria, clean. So this is fine. This is good. The staging is good. There's nothing amazing about it. Um, the choreo is disappointing. I think the thing is that you expect to have good vocals, and then you can get away with not great choreo, or fine vocals and really amazing choreo. The issue is that the choreo is not there. It seems a bit static for a song that's supposed to be a dancey, upbeat number. Um, yeah, Kalina's not moving around as much. So I'm not changing Austria from out of borderline. Yeah, honestly, I think this for me is the most likely to not qualify. And we'll see in a minute. I may change this. I may change it depending as we go through the countries. And I go to my predicted NQs before. Georgia. Again, song is not for me. It's not my thing. But Nutsa is performing incredibly well. The vocals are on point. That's really good. So I'm going to move Georgia up to likely. I think that Georgia's going to break its non-qualification streak. It's going to go through to the final. And it would be quite a shock to me if this didn't qualify. So we've already gone through the borderline qualifiers, and I've explained why they're there. Let's look at the borderline non-qualifiers, see if there are changes there. On non-qualifiers, I had a borderline for Denmark because I think this song is just so amazing. I love it. I love Saba. Saba is incredible. Saba has a great team with her here as well. And shout out to them because I was talking to Melanie the other day. Shout out to Melanie. Hi. Just an amazing team around. And such, I think the main thing for Saba is about overcoming nerves because the vocals are shaky. And I haven't seen anything to convince me that Saba will overcome those nerves because the whole staging is very focused on Saba the entire time. So she needs the nerves to be overcome and to deliver vocally. She's really struggling in the verses and with the lower registers. But the chorus is really good. However, based on yesterday, I am changing Denmark. It's for me, it's not. It's no longer borderline. I mean, it's between likely and definite non-qualifier. I'm going to put it in likely for now. Likely, it's. I just don't see this qualifying at all. Malta. Okay, this is one of the best openings to a Eurovision semi-final that I have seen. This deserves to qualify. If there's justice in this world, this should qualify. Because Tara is just incredible. The choreo is amazing. The vocals are incredible. It's just consistently amazing. The thing that lets it down is nothing about the show. This is perfection. The show. The thing that lets it down is the song, and it's first in the running order. But it deserves to qualify. Sarah deserves to be in the final. So maybe it's wishful thinking to put Malta in borderline qualifier, but I almost want to put it in and take out Austria. Because while the Austrian song is better, Malta delivers a better performance. I just really struggle to see where the televotes are going to come from for Malta. So if you're watching tonight and you are a girl bop fan, Georgia is pretty safe, I think. But if I was into that type of music, and you know what, even still, I think some of my votes are going to go to Malta tonight. It's not my style of music, but oh my god, this deserves to be in the final so much. And the televote system for Malta is really unfair. It will get points. It's just cannot qualify. I don't know. You know what? Let's live in a world where I'm super optimistic. Taking out Austria, putting in Malta because that is what is deserved based on the show. That's what's deserved. Likely non-qualifiers, Latvia, Dons. Dons is vocally incredible, absolutely incredible. Adding a couple of little extra things here now. to this performance tonight, vocally. Beyond that, unfortunately, this song is not hitting. It didn't hit the audience last night. Um, the staging is so. Dawns comes after Armenia and before Spain. The breaks, like in between those three songs, in terms of the staging, is really, really complex. Dawns' ring, like the one ring to rule Dawns, but that ring is really difficult to set up in the arena. But that won't affect the performance of Dawns. The issue is that it's unsteady, and Dawns is standing in it, in the middle of the ring. Hopefully, there are no issues and this goes off without a problem. But it was almost terrifying to watch the media rehearsal because I thought that ring was going to eat Dawns. And I don't think any of us want Dawns to be eaten by the ring. um, but anyway, aside from that, I mean, if it's all set up and everything is fine, we're good. But it still terrifies me that thinking about that moment. Anyway, the song and Dawns is incredible. The song is fine. It's not incredible. It's falling flat with the crowd. There's not really much of a reaction. Um, much as I love Dawns as an artist and I love the vocals and the quality of the vocals, I just can't see Latvia qualifying. It's dead. I'm sorry. It's gone. There's no chance. San Marino, they put on an amazing show. The staging is fantastic. It comes after Spain. It's better than Spain, or it was. They're really, 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 really good. The staging is fantastic. Um, the song is really fun. Megara are great. They're getting 12 points from Spain. That is certain. Where are their other points coming from, though? I would love to see this in the final as well. I would love to see it. I just don't think it's going to happen. Much as Megara deserve it, and simply because of the staging and the show, and we all knew that Megara were great, but it's a borderline NQ for me now because San Marino will struggle with the televote, but this also deserves to be in the final. So San Marino, I would love it to be in. I don't think it's happening, but I'll be optimistic and put it as borderline. Realistically, I think it's going to be 12th, 13th, 14th. Then Albania, it's not working. The LEDs are a mess. Bessa is really good, but I think you can tell that she's done. She's had enough. And it really, yeah, it just doesn't work for Albania. It's not going to qualify. Then final song to talk about is Czechia. It was a definite non-qualifier for me. What I saw in the arena, vocals were not there. And this is the criticism that has dogged Aiko from the beginning, were vocals. And this is the thing that Aiko has been trying to perfect, and the stage show around it is built on trying to kind of make sure that Aiko can carry it off vocally. And the staging is really, really strong. Czech Republic tends to have really, really good staging, and this is no exception. But the vocals are really poor. Better than the national title, much better. But unfortunately, they're just really poor. And I am not changing my prediction. I think the Czech Republic is definitely out. I don't see a world where this qualifies. So to recap, my 10 qualifiers, my predictions are Netherlands, Switzerland, Greece, Norway, and Armenia definitely in. Israel and Georgia are likely in. Borderliners are Estonia, Belgium, and Malta. Borderline non-qualifying is Austria and San Marino. Honestly, we can switch Austria for Malta because I think that's what's going to happen, but Malta deserves it more. And I hope there's some justice in this world for that. Then likely non-qualifier Denmark. I'm tempted to put it as definite because I have not seen anything from Saba that will show me that it's going to qualify, unfortunately. I don't think it's going to click with people at home that are watching it for the first time. Definitely out Czech Republic, Latvia, or Albania. No question, they're out. I think the odds here are pretty accurate for semi-final too. Malta is bottom of the odds. That is not fair at all. I will bang and beat on this drum for so long. Malta deserves to be it. I mean, these are not my personal qualifiers either. Okay, that is it. Those are that's my locked in prediction. Let's see what happens. Um, so let's see how today is, and I will update with anything, probably on my Instagram. So go follow me there, Eurovision underscore Chris. I will link it down below. So there we are. Thank you very much for tuning in to this, and I will be leaving the press center very soon to go to the arena to enter for the dress rehearsal, and any updates I will send them after. Thanks for tuning in, and have a great day, and enjoy the semi-final tonight, and I hope the country that you're supporting qualifies and goes through. With that, peace and love to everybody. Bye.